Yeah, I'm not joking. I actually mean it. What if death isn't a curse? Uh, I think many people think about this, but uh, I still wanted to talk about this because, okay, when I was young, I used to be scared of death a lot. Even though I'm a Muslim, I do have belief in the day of judgment and heaven and hell and all of that. But the idea of this life is temporary, and that after that, nobody knows what's going to happen. Everybody has different interpretations of it. Like, even in the same religion, you will have different interpretations of what will happen. And it's like, oh, so fucking no one knows what's going to happen. You can just guess. Yeah, sure, there are some hints on what's going to happen in religions, but take the atheist's mind, for example. For them, it's like it's nothing. So this is everything for them. Take the religious mind. I think it's either Buddhism or Hinduism, in which they say, um, you will be reborn. So again, this world is everything, but the fact is, you are either born again as a human being. I don't know exactly. I'm really sorry for any Hindu or Buddhist or whoever I'm wrongly telling about the religion. I'm really sorry about that. But it's like, even then, you're still saying this world is everything. And then there are some who say, oh, there's going to be a heaven and a hell, like the Abrahamic religions, Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. They talk about how everything's going to end. There's going to be some type of antichrist or Dajjal, I think. I'm sorry, I'm forgotten everything. Dajjal or something like that. And the world's going to end, and not then then everything's going to be restarted, and the heaven and hell are going to be created again, sort in a way, and God's going to judge us on our actions and our intentions. And it's like, okay, and now people are scared. Like, many people are scared of that, and I was too, because it's like, you don't want to die. You certainly don't want to die, go in that bed. And it's kind of funny because as I've grown older, I've started noticing that people call death a curse or a disease. That death is a disease. Many people do that. At least from my perspective, many people consider that. Maybe I've considered that also because I was scared of it. And it's like, is it really uh, a disease? Because it's a cycle of life. Imagine if no one died and people just kept having children and no child died. Uh, Nobody died. This world would be filled to the brim with humans, with animals, with plants. Nobody would have space for another thing. And if you're gonna say, "Oh, we people start killing," there's no death. Nobody would die. That's literally the thing. What do you think killing is? It's literally dying. You're making someone else die. So if there's no death, then you can't kill someone. Yes, they might get hurt. Yes, they might get paralyzed. But in the end of the day, they're right there. And then it becomes an even bigger paradox because, oh, what if you burn someone and remove every single existence of them? Let's take soul. They have a soul. Where does that go? That stays there. Okay. Do they become ghosts? It becomes a whole confusing thing. So, in my perspective, death is not a curse, not a disease, and it's not a. It's actually a blessing. And I'm not trying to be this psycho terrorist who's like, oh yeah, death is a blessing. Everybody should be given this blessing by shooting them. No, death comes by its own, by itself, and it should come. Why are you scared of it? And I remember a few days ago, I wanted to talk about this, but I think I forgot while recording. A friend of mine sent me a link to this video. Give me one second. This is becoming. Why does this feel like this is becoming a ritual of mine that I fix my hair during the video? I don't understand why. I think my hair are trying to annoy me. But anyways, where was I? Oh yeah. Um, it's it's kind of weird because not weird. I've lost my train of thought. Give me one second. Yeah. So my friend sent me a link to a video on Instagram. Yeah, it was Instagram, and in it they were talking about this Chinese organization that built this AI model, which would require you to give some history and images and videos of the person who has died that you really loved or whatever, and you give their images, their videos, their history, how they talked, whatever you had, whatever resources that were left of theirs, and they would make an AI model of that so that you would not feel like they're lost. And that feels so wrong. Not because it's like, oh my god, you're making a replica of them. That's so wrong. No, not that. First of all, it's fake. They're dead. They're gone. As much as that hurts, they're not gonna come back. And what if it's a good thing they're not gonna come back? Because it might make you grow up. It might teach you to learn how to adapt to situations, to learn that life is not fair, and that unfairness is fair. Why did your uh why did the person you loved die right before your wedding? Oh, it's just this stupid that it's a curse. No, it had to happen. What if you married her and then you found out that you didn't like her? At least she died at the right time. And personally, I've not been in many funerals yet. I've been lucky in that. My paternal grandparents passed away way before I was born. Not way before, but yeah, way before technically. In my maternal side, my grandma's still alive, but my grandfather died. And it was, I think, a year after COVID-19 had started, or maybe not even a year. I don't remember anymore. And I was in ninth grade, or O levels first year, and he was really sick. And I remember it was a normal school day, nothing different. It wasn't like there was a really happy day or it was a really bad day. It was nothing. It was a normal day. And suddenly, a custodian comes to class and says my name and tells me to pack my bag. Now, usually, if this had happened to me, which it had never happened to me, if it had happened to me, I would have been so happy. But for some reason, I had this gut feeling. Instantly, my mind went to my maternal grandfather because he was sick, and the day before, he felt a bit better. And here's the interesting that I've noticed. I don't want to go too much into religion to like leave some people uh, who don't believe in that religion, but uh, the amount of people that I've heard of about who right before a day before the death feel really good, it's kind of weird because my father has said his maternal grandmother my father has said that his mother or my maternal grandmother felt really good, like really she felt better a day before. My my grandfather my maternal sorry, what am I saying, sorry, my father's mother or my paternal grandmother, she felt better right like a day before she died. My maternal grandfather, same thing. His sister, yeah, it was kind of the same thing what I understood. And it's like the thing that you should wish for is not that you don't die. Because if you never died, your story never ends. And even if you believe this life is the only life you're gonna have and that there's no God or whatever, isn't don't you still think this life is kind of like a test that it keeps testing your limits, and at a point you just want it to end, or like you want your story to end, to have an ending, so that other people can read your story or hear your story and be like, okay, they did that and that led to that. How do I make sure that I don't end like that? Or like how do I make sure I end like that? So for example, Van Gogh. Now, Van Gogh, for those who don't know, is the because I have met people who do not know who Vincent Van Gogh is. Vincent Van Gogh is the guy who made the painting Starry Nights. You can search it up; you'll instantly recognize it's a painting, pop culture icon. Sorry, it's a painting, and the artist was never famous when he was alive. He had, I think, bipolar disorder. Even he left his family to paint. There are even stories that he loved some woman and he tried to approach her, couldn't, and he was a bit uh, maniac even, and he was depressed. He cut his ear off even and sent it to the person he loved, saying, "I will always be there to listen to you," which was not the best way to raise her up, not the best charisma method, but you get the point, right? You get the point. And he's known as one of the fathers of like a painting style impressionism. He is known as that. And at that time, nobody bought his painting. The only painting that he sold was to his brother, to his younger brother. That's it. That's literally it. And now, over 100 years later, his paintings are in museums. His paintings, people are in awe for his paintings. Even. I am at awe for his paintings. I love his art style because I'm able to resonate with it. I hate drawing straight lines, and I've always been the type of guy who sketches with feathery strokes, and his style is so fun to do for me. Where was I going? This, oh yeah, it's like because his life ended, you kind of look at it and you're like, okay, where do I, what do I not do? Okay, so if I like a person, maybe not cut my ear. And okay, I want to be an artist, and it's gonna be hard. People aren't gonna agree with me, or you're gonna look at look at his story. You're going to look at your current life, and you're going to realize. Sorry for shaking. You're going to realize your life is way better. Hopefully, I hope your life is better. That right now is one of the best times to be alive, unfortunately. And the reason why I'm saying unfortunately is because many people might not think it's the best time to be alive. And mind you, I might sound like an optimist, but I'm the last person to say that it's so easy to be great. Okay, nowadays. Or like I'm the last person to say, oh, today was a good day. I would rarely ever say that. I'm the type of guy to sulk, to say, I hate this, I hate that. But even then, I try and I try to make sure that I don't do that. And the reason why I try is because there's no point in being negative if there's no positive to neutralize it. We've all done maths. Some of us have even studied chemistry and physics. I've studied chemistry and physics in all levels. And the one thing that you notice is positive plus positive equals to positive. Negative plus negative equals to positive. And negative plus positive equals to neutral. And the thing that you realize is, if someone's trying to be negative all the time, they're going to end up creating something positive, or they're going to end up becoming positive. And if someone is always positive, they will find something positive, or they will get something positive. And if you can't be positive and you don't want to be negative, at least try to be neutral. At least try to neutralize your negativity with a bit of positivity by forcing yourself. I had I had two friends. I still talk to them. One of them I talk a lot. To the other I don't talk that much. And at that time I was a really big talker about suicide, like just joking about suicide a lot. And by joking I don't mean like I'm joking about people who suicide. I'm joking about the idea of suicide. Like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna take a rope and like, you get the point. And I remember that is when I started to become a bit what people will call optimist. Because what I noticed is both of my friends, those friends of mine, they were way bigger pessimists. And what actually happened is the negativity was so great that it disgusted me to the point that I wanted to be positive a bit. And if you're wondering what type of negativity was it, end of world negativity. I've never been a fan of that. And I think one of the reasons is some part of me is like, I don't like death. And the idea of the whole world ending sometimes scares me, which is a problem. But more than that, the idea of trying to predict when it will end is irritating for me. Because, first of all, it shows that the idea that how we really, really want to know the end, yet we don't want to end. I'm really sorry. My hair keeps annoying me. Hopefully, in the winter, it gets less because there won't be any stupid fan that is putting my hair on my face. But, anyways, it's like, don't do that. I know people can't stop predicting. I can't stop predicting the future. But at the least, try to find some good things in life that you can be happy about. Either that's the fact that you were born to specific type of parents, the fact that you are yourself, and maybe you hate yourself. And then to my question would be, why do you hate yourself? Is it because nobody likes you? Or is it because you do some things that you don't like? And if it's the latter, instead of hating yourself, isn't it better to try to find a way to fix yourself? Or maybe the thing that you hate about yourself is something you don't really need to hate about yourself. But just a thought. And the reason of this whole video is because I was trying to make a daily vlog, and I want subscribers, okay? I want people to subscribe. I want people to watch this. And moreover than that, more than that, it's kind of like journaling for me. And I don't know, suddenly it came to my mind that about death, and I was like, I just have to talk to you about it because I want to talk about it with someone, but I don't. And so I thought I should talk with you. This has been really dark. And I'm literally on 19 minutes, so awesome. I have so many other things I want to talk about, but I feel like that's not required right now. But just to make it end on a high note, all I would say is, even if you feel like you want to die, even if you feel like You want to end someone else's life. Even if you feel like or you wish that the world ends tonight. Just once. At least once. Go and try to help someone. And I don't mean in a really big gesture or grand gesture which everybody sees and they clap for you. Just silently, without thinking of anything in return. Help someone. Just anyone. Because the one thing that I've noted that in storytelling, even they talk about the difference between heroes and villains, or protagonists and antagonists. Actually, not protagonists and antagonists, villains and heroes specifically. The difference between them is heroes get wronged. Not they do wrong, but they get wronged. Like someone does something wrong with them, and they decide, I am not going to let this happen to anyone. While the villain thinks, the world wronged me, so I will wrong the world. And it's like, the villain is justified technically to do that. The villain is definitely justified to whatever they're saying. But to what extent? Because won't that create a chain of reactions that will cause more and more destruction? Imagine the nuclear bombing in Hiroshima. They bombed, and Japan thinks, and the world, and the people who supported Japan, let's say, in that bombing, and they're against America for that. They said, okay, we're gonna bomb America now, and then they bomb America. Then America's like, we're gonna bomb them, and it becomes a cycle that no one wants to get out of. And I don't think anyone wants that. Now, do we? Because after generation of generation, after wrongdoing that has caused another wrongdoing, the latest person will not even know why it's happening to them. And maybe you're part of that. Maybe someone else was part of the reaction of wrongdoings that caused your wrongdoing. Sorry, I fumbled my mic. That has caused you some wrong. That has caused someone to do some wrongdoing with you. Now you have the choice to either do the same thing and make someone else suffer, who will have the same thoughts as you, who will suffer the same way as you, or you can stop that and imagine you're the hero and just help someone. It helps. It actually helps. I've tried to be there for people when they were on their dark times. I've tried to help them, and it helps. It helps you too, because you feel like you actually helped someone. You genuinely made someone's day. And unfortunately or fortunately, we're humans, and humans are social animals. We love tribes. Even if we wanna, there's a even introverts want to talk to people every once in a while. And the best thing that we can do, and the reason why this camera is shaking is because my hand is getting tired, but the reason, and this is literally the reason why it helps when we help other people, because we feel like we're giving in to the tribe, or we're stopping the wrongdoing that has happened to us because of the tribe to happen to someone else. For example, I made my brother paint today. My baby brother. If you've watched my previous vlogs, you might know this. I really wanted to start this thing with him, and I did. I started doing this thing in which every day I let him paint. I give him good quality brushes. I give them good quality paint, acrylic paints, and I let him make abstract shit. Literally, it would be called shit because no thought into it. The only thing that's being put on the paper are his emotions. And he's 5, okay? He's 5 years old. How is that helping him? Well, I'm trying to give him a space that I never had. Sure, my parents allowed me to do art, but there was also a bit of critique. I remember I was drawing Ben 10, and I was drawing him wrong. One arm was really long, one arm was short. And I agree, it was stupid. But when you tell a child that that's not how you do art, it hurts you. It hurts the child when they later find out it is okay to do that type of art. And I'm trying to give him that. I'm trying to break the cycle. Even something as small as that, even if it's just putting water in a bowl and putting it outside so that birds can drink it. Even though you know the birds can drink it from somewhere else, you put it outside. You give food to the birds. That's it. You see an old lady trying to walk across the road, you help her. Simple as that. Or you see a poor man on the street, and you got an extra cash. Instead of giving him the cash, buy something that is edible, that is hopefully healthy, or maybe even a bag of chips. Give it to them. And this is coming from a person who's still trying to do this, still trying to learn to do this more. I see all these people who are worse off than me, and I want to help them, but I don't. And then I ask myself why, and I don't have the answer. So, how about you and I try to implement this? We both hate the world. We both want to know that the world has wronged us even. But how about we stop that? How about we stop someone else from feeling that? And like, for example, in my last vlog, I said I really, really am angry at some of my friends who didn't contact me. You can see the previous vlog to understand what I mean. But does that mean I should ghost them? No, I didn't ghost them. I just stopped contacting them on text. I backed out. But whenever I meet them, whenever they talk to me, whenever I see their face, I shake their hands. I say hi to them, or I talk to them. Literally, one of my friends, I saw her, and I was like, even though I was hurt that she didn't reply to me, I went up to her. I said hi. She said hi. We talked. We laughed. End of story. I was like, why should I ghost her if she ghosted me? And I feel like I'm starting to be in a loop, so I'm going to stop. Because I also have to do work. And this might be the longest vlog I've done. And I really like it. And I really like the fact that I talked about something instead of just saying I can't believe I've reached vlog 14 or whatever. I think this is this 14? Oh yeah, this is vlog 14. Anyways, here's some shameful self-promotion. Subscribe. So fun doing. Anyways, bye.